Deep in the mountains of Alaska lies an ice cave that has a somewhat rare phenomenon. When it's cold enough for long enough, massive crystals of frost grow out of the ceiling of this ice cave. And this is something I've been wanting to photograph for years, but conditions have never been right. But this year, the polar vortex has plunged Alaska into well below zero temperatures for weeks now, and the reports are the ice crystals have been growing. So when OMSYSTEM challenged me to see exactly how freeze-proof their OM-1 Mark II is, I said I have the perfect location and opportunity to test this camera out. So I packed up the camera bag and checked the temperature. It looks like anywhere from 30 to 40 below zero. We're definitely going to want all the warm clothes I have. And a special thank you to OMSYSTEM for sponsoring this video. Well, there's nothing quite like sub-zero temperatures and 50 to 80 mile an hour winds. Now, where we're going is a few hundred miles away, so it's not supposed to be that windy there. I hope not, because otherwise this is going to be a real miserable trip. In hindsight, I should have taken this as a warning. Alaska was not going to be kind on this particular trip. Well, I had hoped that it would be less windy up here and less cloudy. We got about 80 miles left to go, and the wind is picking back up. And there's a big bank of clouds, pretty much exactly where we're supposed to go. When I arrived at the trailhead, the ambient temperature was 30 below zero, and the wind was blowing between 30 and 40 miles an hour. In those conditions, the wind chill is well below 70 below zero, way too dangerous to try and go hiking in the dark alone to try and find an ice cave. Unfortunately for this trip, I'd have to admit defeat and try again. And as luck would have it, I only had to wait a few days for those winds to die down. So I called a few friends, jumped back in the car, and this time got a much earlier start to try and get to the cave when there was maybe still a little bit of daylight. There is something magical about sunrises in the winter in Alaska. The light is so soft all the way until the sun breaks over the horizon, and even then, it's beautiful golden light. It's just a shame it's not a little bit warmer. Driving toward Mount Drum, the temperatures kept dropping, and I discovered that my 4Runner only registers to -22. We made it to Glen Ellen. We've got about 100 miles left to go, but this is the only gas station between here and where we're going, and we have to come all the way back here, so we need at least 200 miles, plus a little extra, because it's 45 below zero right now. So, yeah, we're going to fill up just absolutely as much as possible, and then we'll continue on our way through some of the most beautiful country Like it's this place that we're going is incredibly beautiful. It took about 10 tries to get the gas pumps working because it was 46 below zero. But with a full tank of gas, I turned north and started the last leg of the journey to the ice cave. Getting closer, like 34 miles away. It's currently 35 below zero. So that's good, I guess, if we're gonna try and freeze this camera solid. But also not so good for me because that's very cold. But we are getting closer. It looks spectacular. Got an hour or so before the sun goes back down. It's like 12:40 in the afternoon. And yeah, this should be spectacular. All right, it's about 27 below zero, and we're just about ready to go. The sun is setting, which is actually pretty nice. But the good news is we have like an hour and a half once the sun sets before it actually starts to get dark, because blue hour up here is eternal. With the last of the sunlight hitting the tops of the mountains, we set off on the 2-mile hike to the ice cave. Frost buildup is beginning already. That's what happens when you're hiking at 25 below zero. But it'll be a good test of this camera to see if it can handle these temperatures, because it's only going to get colder. We made it to the cave, or at least almost. That's the entrance there. Hopefully there's some good frost crystals inside. Make this cold worth it. We're gonna go in there, see what we can find. Well, so you gotta check out some of these ice crystals. The formations are crazy. Things that makes this possible and makes this cave somewhat unique is the fact that there's a river still flowing underneath the ice. But since there's cracks in the ice, there's constantly moisture coming up through it. When you combine that with the really cold temperatures, that's what creates the perfect environment for these insane crystal frost structures, these crystal ice structures to grow, which is such a cool, unforgettable experience. I used the OM-1 to take a lot of photos, and some of the ones I got are just so incredible because you can zoom way in and see the insane detail on some of these super fragile ice structures. So we've been out for about almost 2 hours since we left the car, and this camera's doing extremely well considering it's like, I don't know, it was getting colder when we left. It was 25 or 26 below zero when we left the car, and it was dropping. So it's used about 50% of the battery, which is also very impressive considering what the temperatures are. And it's taken some fantastic photos and some really cool video of these crystals in this ice cave. The other thing that OM has that nobody else is doing is autofocus for astrophotography. And so I think maybe we'll go see if we can capture the stars and the aurora as we start our way back down south. Back to the car. It started up, thankfully. Check out the frost on my face. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so frosty. It's so cold out. I'm amazed this camera is still going. But astrophotography. So one of the coolest things about the OMSYSTEM's cameras is that they have this feature called starry focus, and if you've ever done astrophotography, it is incredibly difficult to get cameras to focus on the stars because you have tiny pinpoints of light, and it's really difficult to do this if you don't have a manual lens, because every time you turn the camera on and off, the focus changes. So you can't set the focus to infinity and then just like let it be, because you turn the camera off and back on, then obviously it resets. But with the starry sky autofocus setting, it really is easy. And I don't know why OM is the only one doing this in their cameras, but it's amazing if you like to do or want to try astrophotography. So the starry sky setting, you can set it to be accuracy, which is what I'm using tonight. Holy crap, it's cold. Shocking, I know. And then you could also have it how you want it to start. So I've set it up to where, I mean, honestly, this is like the default settings that OMSYSTEM has set up for it, which work really well. And then you basically press the autofocus button, and it goes through this process where it like kind of takes a second to gather focus. But the key is that you want to set your autofocus point on a good star that you can see fairly easily in the sky, in the camera setting. And that way the camera has a good pinpoint of light to find the perfect focus on. But once you get those things set up, it's super easy. And you basically set a 2-second delay on the timer from the shutter release so you don't get any vibrations from pushing the shutter release. Oh my gosh, my hands are freezing. Find a good composition here, which I like. And then I'm going to move my pad around. I like that little clump of stars there. And then I'm going to push the autofocus on button. Now it's running. It's a starry sky. Autofocus is running. Oh, holy crap, it's cold. And it says it's good. So it's acquired focus, which means we're good to actually take a picture. So I'll take a picture right now. I've got a set at f3.5, 4000 ISO, and a 4-second timer, or a 4-second shutter. Actually, I'm gonna turn the ISO down to 3200. I think it's actually fairly bright out because the moon is just behind this big mountain here. There we go. You'll like that better. All right, 2-second delay. Oh my gosh. And if that picture turned out any good, here's the shot. So, because we've pretty well proven that this camera, oh my gosh, can't be frozen, I certainly can be, I'm going to turn the interval system on, and we're going to let this run for a while and just capture a little astro time lapse of the stars moving, which should be pretty cool. I know right now the moon and Jupiter are perfectly aligned, but it's going to be a minute before they come up over the mountain, and I don't know if I want to stay out here that long. So we'll turn the interval timer on, interval shooting on. I want to do we'll set it for maybe 600 frames for now. Okay. Oops. That's on. Interval, starting wait time, interval length. I'm going to go for let's say 5 seconds. So another really cool feature that the OM-1 Mark II, and actually I think most OM cameras have, is the live composite feature, which is super cool for a lot of different things. But tonight I'm using it to make star trails. So you put the camera into B mode, you go to live composite, and then you set it up. I'll put the settings down here anyway. And so right now I've got one running, and we're gonna let it run for a little bit and see if we can't get some pretty cool star trails. The moon came up, so it's now lighting up these mountains really, really nicely, actually. And yeah, also the wind is blowing more, and it's getting really, really cold. So I don't know how much longer we'll go on this, because it's getting very late and I'm getting very tired and also getting very cold. But yeah, this live composite is really cool because you can watch it kind of build the picture out on the LCD as it goes. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit, and then we'll come back and check it in just a little bit. I've been letting it go for about 20 minutes or so, almost 20 minutes, and it looks really cool on the screen. I am freezing, and it's wildly impressive what this camera has gone through. Like it has been brutally cold, and this thing has handled it like a champ. And then with some of the other features that OM has put in here, it's pretty freaking incredible. But yeah, I'm done. I'm so freaking cold. Every time I use the OM-1 Mark II, I'm impressed by what this camera is capable of doing. From spending 6 hours, anywhere from 26 below zero to 30 something, 32, 33 below zero, without having any issue is wildly impressive on its own. But then you add into it some of those live composite, the intelligent sort of features that OM has built into this camera. It's really incredible. And even though I didn't have a macro lens in the ice cave, the fact that you have a micro four thirds sensor, which gives you a deeper depth of field, and this 17-14, which is the lens I did almost everything with, gives you some really good close focus distance. I was able to get macro-like shots and get just, I mean, the whole experience was absolutely incredible. So thank you again, OM, for sponsoring this video. Next, you're going to want to watch this video right here. I'll see you over there. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or you can join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We can have more of a conversation. I can answer questions that maybe I didn't get to in this video, like, you know, how I dress for such cold weather or whatever. I'll see you again soon in the next one. Cheers.